Hi there. Good evening. This is Clydo again. K1BSZ. Tonight's video tonight is called RF burns. Now you know what an RF burn is? You know what? I certainly do. Oh yeah. All too well. Okay. Well, now some of you probably don't know what an RF burn is. RF burn is like when you're transmitting, you grab a hold of your bare antenna wire and it feels like someone's got a blowtorch right in the middle of your hand. That's an RF burn. And let me tell you, it hurts. It ain't fun. And, and electrical shocks aren't very fun either. Now, you probably a lot of you guys out there, people out there, don't remember the old days when all your appliances, your televisions, your radios, everything was on a two-wire system. They didn't have a neutral wire and a ground. They didn't have such a thing. I mean, there was a ground wire there, but wasn't connected to anything. It just went to that little screw that's on the middle of your AC outlet. That's your ground right there. And you've probably seen these gray plugs. They're called a cheater plug. You know, they're polarized. Now, one side of the pin, it's got these little things that stick on the outside. I call them tips. Somebody could call them other things. But anyway, but they're designed so that when they go in the outlet, they only go in one way. So then there was that little thing on the outside of the plug where you take the screw out of the outlet and then insert it through that little ground piece there. So that gave you the ground, Okay. All right. So, anyways, but the old appliances were a two-wire system. And if they had a ground, it went to the chassis. You ever felt like the outside, like this computer right here, it's the same thing. Once in a while, you'll touch it, and it feels hot. You ever felt that? You felt the type of outside of a metal toaster, and the chrome plating on the outside. It feels like it's hot, but there's something that it kind of feels like there's movement, and you almost hear go, something. But that's the ground working. It's dissipating that extra voltage in the ground system, but doesn't go anywhere. So that's for potential of an RF for a shock. RF burns. Okay, now most antennas and stuff are out of reach of people and kids and everything else. But there's something you ought to really consider. If you've got a tower, say if you've got any kind of a tower like a RON tower or any kind of a commercial tower, what you really should do is get some plating. Get some plating and weld it. Say about a 20-foot section. If it's a three-leg tower or four-leg tower, four-leg towers usually are self-supporting. They don't need any guy wires. But if you have a three-leg tower, like most commercial towers are, and amateur towers are, um, you know, you should have like these plating that goes from the base of the tower 20 feet up, and that's so that kids won't be climbing over the damn thing. Because you don't want anybody to climb up there that isn't supposed to. I mean, if someone climbs up that tower and falls off, that's uh, in a world of trouble. So, you know, grab a hold of the antenna wire and get burnt and all that sort of stuff. Um, and that's one reason why the power companies are replacing all these steel towers. I had a friend I went to school with years and years ago, and the kids used to climb these metal towers. We had high voltage tension line towers. That's 44,000 volts in those long wires. And those wires are like that big around. And I mean, they're carrying like 400 or 500 amps of AC current at 44,000 volts per wire. It's a lot of juice, you know. And this kid, he climbed up this tower and he get pretty close to the wires up there. It was a bright sunny day. Took his shirt off, you know, and he lost his balance, and he landed right on one of them wires, fried him to a crisp, killed him just like that. Oh God, I'll never forget it. It was a pretty bad thing. He fell off that wire onto the ground, just like a piece of bacon. Come bang. And RF burns, you know, mobile antennas, you know, put them in a place where nobody's going to reach up and grab hold of them. And anybody has brains enough to go up there and grab a hold of the antenna, and while you're transmitting, I have their head examined. You know, like one time I was my Kenwood 440. In fact, I got it right here, the same one. I had it as a mobile station. And I was running one of these Hustler mobile antenna systems. And the radio, the ground wasn't really grounded to the frame of the car. It was sort of like grounded right through the coax and stuff. Which, you know, I mean, yeah, it goes to ground, but in an indirect way. But anyways, the microphone on the back of the 440s, like this one right here, that metal piece right here. I mean, when you're transmitting, it gets hot. I mean, that'll burn you. You're sitting there, you're transmitting, and you start doing one of these numbers. Well, say if you're holding it like this, you're holding it like this with your finger up here, and you got on there, and you key the microphone, and you get ready to talk. And, you know, it burn the shit out of your hand. You know, done it before many times over the years. Should have brains enough not to do that, you know. But you know, stuff like that, you know, you stick your hand inside of a tuner, you know, with the power on. They always say put one hand in your pocket. That's what the ARRL keeps telling you. And they used to have this little safety thing in the QST all the time. You know, put one hand in your pocket, and that way you won't have and your voltage won't go one finger go through your body and go through the other finger. If you get one hand in your pocket, there's no way that you can get bit. You might get burned a little bit on your fingers, but I mean, it ain't gonna go nowhere. So, you know, and don't work on your equipment when you're asleep or you're drunk. Drunk. Oh, how many times I've done that? The tank car. You know, sparks fly everywhere. But yeah, it's make sure things are grounded. You know, don't touch the stuff when it's energized. Put one hand in your pocket. You know, make sure that your tower is not accessible to kids or unauthorized people. You know, your mast, your antenna mast. You know, another thing you could do is to prevent injury and unauthorized people screwing around with your equipment and stuff. Use some PVC pipe, you know, like that plastic pipe, and run it inside your house, and then bury it underground. Run your coax and your feeder lines and your rotor control lines through that, and run up the side of the tower there, and out the other end, and put some kind of an insulation or like that what do they call it? The kids are not slime, but uh, Play-Doh. That's what I was going to say. Play-Doh. Put that Play-Doh on top of that. Keep the water and bugs out of the top of that thing. And because safety first. You don't want people to get hurt around your equipment and yourself also. So that's the one to want to bring to mind here. Safety, just practice safety. Really, it's going to save your life. Seriously, you know. So I guess that's about all I can think of as far as RF burns and grounds and safety around your ham station and stuff. Oh, another thing is if you're inside of if you get it like this room here, see the door locks on this door here. They lock every time I go out of the room, and I have a little pass key. It's a little fob right here. It's this thing right here. See, that's programmed. So all you gotta do, you go up. You want to get inside your room. You just go up there and you go up there. And you hear it go click. Green light comes on. Open the door. If it turns red, it means you're screwed. You can't get in. But and my key will open any room in this building. But all the guests have to have a little card to get in their rooms. Very secure system. See, that's another thing. Make sure you can lock people out of your radio room because you don't want kids going there and screwing around unauthorized people. I mean, come on, that's your stuff. That's your man cave. You don't want anybody, going into your property and stuff. They want to come in and look things over, give them a tour, but just don't let them go in there by themselves. I did that once years ago. Oh, this is funny. You got to hear this. I got my radio start many years ago from a guy across the street from our house. And, he was a great guy, Reg Davis. His name was right there in Fairleigh. And he had a radio TV business in his house. He was an electrical contractor. And he had this 60-foot tower with a big vertical antenna on top of it. And his base station was it was a General Electric base station. And that thing was huge. My God, that thing was big as a suitcase. Of course, it was a 100-watt base station with a microphone. Then he had like a remote unit, went out in his kitchen with a microphone, with a General Electric microphone, and a speaker. And it was all hooked up to the base station. So, if he was out in the kitchen or something, and, if his wife was out in the kitchen, and he called back to her house to, for messages or whatever, and she'd be in the kitchen, pick up the microphone and say, KDA 455 to Mobile. He'd say, yeah, go ahead. Says, Mrs. Johnson, why don't you stop by our house and change a light bulb? Well, okay, 10-4, see you later, bye. So one day I went to his house. The house unlocked. So I walk in, I'm looking around, and that's his base station there. So, I hit the microphone, but click, and relay goes. I go, breaker, breaker, breaker. Nobody comes back, So I said, what the hell? Do some public service. So I started doing the weather. This is KDA 455 Mobile. Given the weather, well, today will be partly cloudy, slight chance of flurries, blah, 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 the temperatures, blah, 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 I'm going on. All of a sudden, this Reg gets on mobile radio. He's, who's on that radio? I go, Yogi Bear. Boy, it didn't take him long to get back home. He comes in the room there, and geez, those are the days. I mean, back in the old days, we had those Motorola Monotrack progress line, not progress line, channel guard radios. Had the control head up front, and they were the old style. Had the green and red lights on them, the volume and the squelch. and they were one channel only. And the transmitters in the back would sit in the trunk of the car. It had like two 6146B vacuum tubes for transmitting Triumph. Run about 60 watts, and they worked on low band, and they were operating around 42 megs. And during the summertime, like in the spring there, when the E2 skip season's on, oh my God, you hear all kinds of stuff from the deep south. I remember one time I was working for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. My mobile rig was a oh God, what the hell was it? I think it was a Regency. Yeah, it was a Regency. It was a 50-watt Regency, 2-channel rig. It had the base frequency, and then it had the repeater frequency. And I'm cruising right up. I worked part-time for the Sheriff's Department. Had the big 102-inch whip in the back of the car there. Set of blue lights on top there. Felt like like oh, what's the name of that show? Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, Sheriff Boaty. Had a big 10-gallon hat. So there it says, base to car 32. Base to car 32. Can you copy me, base number car 32? Because that's car 32. I said, yeah, this car 32. Would you go up on Spring Street there? And you got a dog complaint there on Mrs. Jones's house. So come on back there and tell us if you're going to copy that message there. When you get up there, tell her I said hello. I said, what the hell? Spring Street? Where? Where the hell is Spring Street? I go, I put my mother says, dispatch Spring Street. Whereabouts is Spring Street? And she said, you got a different accent. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Fairleigh, Vermont. And she goes back, she said, where the hell's Fairleigh, Vermont? I said, that's Northeast United States. I says, we're about 100 miles from the Canadian border. What the hell are you doing up there? I says, I live here. I said, I'm with the Orange County Sheriff's Department in Chelsea, Vermont. And she goes, she's hot damn. We're talking all the way up to Vermont. Said, you got any snow up there? I said, hell no, this is June. The only thing we got up here is black flies. And she faded right out, I don't know, man. We used to have some fun with those old low band radios. And I'll tell you, and those 102-inch whips on the back of the car, they got the ball mount and the spring. I tell you, you take a 60-watt mobile or a 100-watt mobile, you grab a hold of that, and I'm telling you, you're going to have Kentucky Fried Chicken right in your hand. Oh, yeah. RF burn? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Leave those babies alone.
WFN.
Oh, that's too much. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm gonna see if I can investigate Whisper on my rig over here. I've never done Whisper before, and I was gonna try it tonight. See if I can get on and do something with it, but I doubt it. I don't know how to work the program, so actually I don't really give a shit about it. So, anyways, talking to me. Anyways, you have a good evening. We'll talk to you all later, and watch out for those RF burns. Bye.